Despite the physical compatibility when it comes to the opposite sex, our communication, emotional intelligence, and a whole heap of other things are very different. It's as if the man and the ladies speak a different language. He doesn't understand the subtle hints to help out with chores or the display for affection, and he doesn't understand your quietness, which means you want to open up and talk about your feelings. And naturally, wondering if a guy likes you more as a friend is confusing. Until now, obviously, thanks to this guy decoding video. So let's dive into the signs that he likes you more than a friend and he's starting to fall for you. Like and subscribe. Let's go. He protects you. Now, a guy that goes out of his way to protect a lady is one that is highly interested in her. He refuses to let you walk home alone from work after the late evening shift. He will come pick you up or he calls you a taxi. He wants you to call him as soon as you get home from a night out with your friends because he wants to know you are safe. He's also possibly offering his jacket to keep you warm. These are all signs. He will call you instead of texting. When we think about it, texting is a low investment move. Come on, we can admit that. It's kind of non-committal energy and shows no signs of serious investment. However, when a guy calls you to talk, that is high value investment. A lot of tone in communication is actually lost during texting, so the best way to be direct, ask questions and communicate is actually via talking. And if you end up on the phone for hours, well, need I say more? He is interested in you. Expect a guy that has a huge interest in you to always ask you questions. He wants to know what makes you tick, what you enjoy in life, fears, passions, and embarrassing stories. A guy that wants something more than a friendship will ask you lots of why questions. You could say, I'm not really a fan of cinnamon, and then he asks why and takes note. It's as if he's fascinated by everything you say. And then you can expect him to remember these finer details. Let's say you're at a restaurant and you order churros and he tells the waiter, can we get it with no cinnamon please, because she doesn't like cinnamon. He reaches out more. Take a look at your messages or the call history. Does it seem to be that he reaches out more? If so, it's a great sign because you never have to wonder why hasn't he been in touch? Because without fail, he will always get in touch. You will find that he likes all of your social media posts and leaves comments on everything to show his support. He contacts you when something good happens. To him, you are his VIP, so you can expect him to call you first when he gets good news. It could be as something as simple as he submitted that essay and he calls you to tell you he can now relax. Maybe he got the job, passed his driving test. No matter how big or small, he contacts you first because, well, you're the most important lady in his life. Without him even thinking, should I be contacting her first as we aren't dating? He doesn't think that way and automatically does. He calls you when he is down. So linking to the previous bit of advice, you will find that he will call you on those down days. He wants to get the emotional support from you. This is a big thing. It's a sign of trust. He trusts you with his emotions, and this is a huge deal. He obviously feels safe around you. He feels close to you, and he trusts that you will make him feel better. He is a little touchy-feely. Expect him to touch you a lot. Not in a creepy way, but he always manages to find a reason to touch your lower back or your shoulder as he walks past you. When he talks about a sincere topic, he may rest his hand on yours for a couple of seconds. It's obvious we don't always have to touch people that we're communicating with, but he finds a way. You might even get the typical, oh my god, your hands are so tiny, hold them up against mine, let me see. You are his +1. If there is a friend's wedding coming up, it could be a work meal or something that involves him receiving a +1 invite. Without any hesitation, he asks you to go. This is a huge sign. He's thinking ahead in the future, and he considers you much more than a friend, obviously, because well, we don't really take our friends now as +1s, do we? We know that other people are going to automatically assume that you two would be together and ask about the relationship. So to avoid the drama, that's why we don't invite our friends. However, if he invites you, it means he wants so much more than a friendship. He always stares at you. Do you catch him glancing at you from across the room, looking at you as you are driving somewhere? And it's not a look where he zones out for a couple of seconds. It's that look where he admires you. And you know when it happens, you kind of feel it in your gut that he's really paying attention to you. And if he does it a lot, this is a great thing. He gets jealous easily. Now, he is going to try his very best to hide this feeling, but it will indirectly rise itself to the surface. You may start talking about a girl at work who has a masculine name such as Bryce, Danny, Tony, or Sam, but to him, he auto assumes that you're talking about a guy, and all of a sudden, he wants to know who this person is and tries to measure up his potential threat levels. You may catch him glancing over at your phone as you're busy typing something because he wants to make sure that you only have eyes for him. He gives you a pet name. It could be baby, babes, honey, sweet, whatever it is. He addresses you with this pretty cute name, well, all of the time. Now it's obvious he is lost in his infatuation, and he can't help but address you in a way that he would if he was dating you. So if you notice you get the pet names, it means he's forgetting that you guys are still only just friends. His body language. Take note of his body language. When someone is interested in us, they make sure that their body is tilting and facing us. Their torso is going to be pointing towards our direction, and our face is clearly in view. So if you notice, he sits at an angle where his torso is directly in front of you and he looks relaxed and open, it's a good sign. You may even catch him copying your actions. This is called mirroring, and it's something that we do when we feel safe with another person. He may sit in the same way as you. He drinks when you drink, he coughs when you cough, he touches his nose when you touch yours. This is all subconscious movements, and it's a sign that he's connected with you. He makes a tremendous effort to look good. Without a doubt, he will always smell like he spritzed himself with cologne, and guys only do this when they're trying to puff up their chest to impress the ladies. His clothes are gonna look put together, his shoes are gonna look smart. Whenever he sees you, he will put in a huge effort to impress you. He tries to get you alone. If you guys are part of a mutual friend group or you work together, you can expect him to always try to get you both alone. He may ask you for lots of work favors that you guys can pair up together and go off alone and do that. Or he tries to ask you to run errands with him at the weekends. He never, ever talks about another lady. You have to be very careful. Pay attention to his conversations with a fine-tooth comb. Does he ever mention another lady? Maybe if he does, he's super careful with who he name drops into the conversation and will quickly explain who that lady is to not make you jealous or to risk losing your affection. He may say, I'm going out with Emma on Saturday. Oh wait, no, Emma's my sister. He always clarifies who that other lady is. You will find that he won't ever talk about how attractive another person is, including celebrities that are smoking hot. He wants you to know that he only has an eye for you, even if you guys are still just friends. He acts a little nervous sometimes. Does his behaviour completely change? Around people he knows, it's all about banter, chatting you up and teasing you. However, when it's just the pair of you alone, he acts very shy and a little reserved. If you notice this behaviour change, it's because when he's around you, he's very nervous. He doesn't want to do the wrong thing and give off the wrong impression, and he's probably a little bit unsure of how to act because, well, let's be real, he's going to be majorly holding back his affection. So he may just try to play it off super cool and be very reserved so you don't know how he feels. There you go, ladies. I hope this video has helped you. Let me know down in the comments if you can relate to the many signs of today's video. Like and subscribe. See you soon.